I'll be making a citrus honey and pork stir fry. This is a really quick, easy recipe to do. The only thing that's going to take some prep time is chopping up the vegetables. Because once we get the heat going in the pan, we want to have everything ready because we'll just start throwing things in. So that's where I'm going to start. First off, I have a bunch of green onions. Looks like there are about 9 here. Just want to chop off the fuzzy root end and chop off the rest of the onion. And next I have about 1/4 pound of sugar snap peas. There's not a whole lot that really needs to be done to these, although they have a little root stem fiber thingy sticking out of the end. I'm just going to pick that off. Next I have zucchini, and I've got 1 crown of broccoli. I do like to use the stem of the broccoli also. Just want to be sure to take off the outer skin because that can be a little tough and fibery. And lastly, as far as the vegetables go, I have a can of baby corn. And that's it for the vegetables. Next are the aromatics. I have 5 cloves of garlic here. Of course, if you don't like as much garlic, use less. I'm going to give the garlic a fairly fine chop. And I have about 1 inch of fresh ginger that I'm just going to grate. If you don't have one of these little graters, you could just chop it really finely. I have 1 lemon that I'm going to juice, and 2 limes. If you kind of roll and press on your citrus before cutting it open, it'll loosen up things inside and make it a little easier to juice. Limes especially can sometimes be difficult. I almost forgot about the rice. I want to get that going to be sure it's done when the rest of the food is. Finally, the pork. I have a pork loin here. It's about 1 2/3 pounds. I'm just going to cut the pork into really thin strips so it'll cook fast. This recipe also works really well with chicken or turkey. I haven't tried it with beef, but I imagine that would be good. Once the pork is all cut up, I'm going to add a couple of heaping tablespoons of flour, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper, and just toss it all together until everything's coated. Now that we have all our parts ready, let's get cooking. Just put my wok over high heat, and I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil if you like. And don't worry if you don't have a wok. I just got this last month. Until now I've made this just in a great big skillet. My oil's gotten really hot, so it's time to throw in the meat. Since the meat's cut pretty thin, it's not going to take long at all to cook. As the meat gets done, you want to start taking it out of the pan. I'm just putting it on a plate. Now that the meat is done, I'm going to reduce the heat to medium. Now that the things have cooled down a little bit, I'm going to add my citrus juice, a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce, and about 1/4 cup of honey. Kind of stir this around, make sure the honey doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. You want it all to get mixed in. Scrape up any brown bits that are left on the bottom of the pan. And this is also when we want to go ahead and throw in the garlic and ginger. I'm also going to throw in just a couple dashes of bitters. We're going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes until it's thickened a little bit. Now that the sauce has had a chance to thicken a little bit, it's time to add the meat back in. And finally, our vegetables. You want to give this a really good stir. Make sure everything gets coated with that sauce. I'm just going to cover this and check on it pretty frequently. I just want the vegetables to get tender. Once your vegetables are as cooked as you'd like them to be, you're ready to go. Just serve it on top of some rice, and that's a great dinner all week. Thanks. See you next time.